Myself, I grew up a farm boy, but I always wanted to be a physician. So came here and directly from the military service in 1960, and started practicing solo practice by myself, and got on the staff here. Been on the staff ever since.
I've worked in diagnostic imaging for the 20 years. I started out in X-ray, worked in the cath lab, worked in ultrasound, and now I'm the manager of the department.
Well, I started out as an X-ray tech, and I did that for 8 years, and since then I've been the PACS administrator over the radiology department.
Came here in 1980, right out of school. I started as a charge nurse on Wilson Wing, which was a 44-bed med-surg orthopedic unit. Went to the emergency room, became a charge nurse, supervisor, and in 1990 I was ER director over outpatient emergency room.
I've worked here for the last 35 years. I'm currently the safety and regulatory manager.
I will be here 18 years, November 3rd. I'm the office coordinator for the behavioral health units.
And I've been here, this November will be 26 years. Just recently I went to the coworker pharmacy.
I volunteer at the front desk on Friday mornings and in the gift shop on Monday mornings. It'll be 30 years next month. I work in the coworker pharmacy and I've been here 39 years.
I've been here 23 years. And I'm the home health and hospice manager here at Saline Memorial. I work in pre-op surgery. Worked here since 1977.
I've worked at Saline Memorial for 17 years, and I'm the unit secretary.
And I've been here for 23 years, and I am an LPN on 5th floor.
I think our best quality at the hospital is that community feel.
I think it's just more close-knit. Everybody knows each other. Most people do.
Well, I always thought that we were in a unique position being in Benton.
It being a midpoint between all the different communities in Little Rock, it serves as a center point for people to come to for any range of healthcare reasons.
And it's the little touches that they do also, as far as the ambulance service going to the games free of charge, you know, and that they're always on site, local events and rodeos and things like that. So,
you know, it's really important. This is like the heart of the community.
Patients come here, they see the same people repeatedly, they have trust in you.
It's a familiar place, a place that cares about the community, cares about the patient itself.
You know who you're dealing with, and it's just a personal touch that you don't get in a larger institution.
This hospital has the nicest people, the best nurses. It's like family.
The majority of people who work in this hospital are from this community, so it's kind of our community looking after our community.
The thing that's always kept me here is it's always been like a family, making people feel like they were the most important person here.
Everybody's very friendly and everything, and it's just really a very pleasant place to work.
I guess this has pretty much become my second home. It's just a comfortable place for me to be. I wouldn't be anyplace else.
We were just in a small one-floor hospital whenever I joined, with a real small gift shop, and
everybody came in and lined up to go clock in. That way we kept up with the latest as we stood in line. The nurses and the doctors could smoke in the break room. Even the patients could smoke in their rooms. Back then, if someone recommended you to work here, you were more likely to get a job. You know, it's hard to get on here.
Computers, everything was paper when I came here, and it was quite small compared to now.
Sometimes I come in and we'd have a patient sitting right in our entryway to the pharmacy. So we're in enough rooms.
Used to, when I worked back in surgery when I first started, there was one circulator on call, there was one recovery room nurse on call. That circulator and that recovery nurse got the patient ready. That they went in, that recovery room nurse scrubbed this case, and after she scrubbed, she recovered the case. And so you were just two nurses. Well, now we have at least 4 nurses on call, where you have 2 scrubbing in the back, two recovery room nurses plus a circulator. So you've got approximately 5 people on call at a time to cover that.
There were no specialists here when I came. And so we did surgery, and we had surgeons from Little Rock would come down and do the complicated stuff, and we did it all. I remember looking at the emergency room now, how we used to cover the emergency room a week at a time as part of our being on staff. It was part of the obligation. But it's been interesting to watch it grow.
Technology is probably the biggest thing I've seen between IT and in our department too, going to digital formats for mammography and x-ray. The changes in MRI and CT have been huge.
Well, our new ER in our nurse surgery area, and the paper charts are gone. That's been the biggest thing for me.
The radiology department has gone beyond my imagination of where I thought technology could go, from hanging films to being able to look at images on your iPhone anywhere in the world as a doctor or anybody that that needs to look at their x-rays.
#1 provider of jobs,
and healthcare close to home. I mean, when you've got an emergency, you're right here. And you've got state-of-the-art equipment. You don't have to drive down the interstate. Well, and then you have hospice and home health. It goes from beginning to end.
Just the improvement in medication alone, the difference in the type of anesthesia we give today compared to what we used to give.
And 2011, I started the direct admission program. We've been able to admit through the program without having to go through the emergency room and so forth. The patients have really liked it. The physicians in the community have really relied on us a lot.
The hospitalist program, and I guess we just, overall, we give better care because it's more available now than it was then. It's good to see the progress we've made.
I think despite that growth, it's always maintained its community feel about it.
I remember we used to have fundraisers for different events and different projects. We had a pie throwing contest, and it was the administrator versus the medical director, and we raised a lot of money. It was a really fun day.
We did educational things like Meet You at the Top with Zig Ziglar.
We had, years ago, we would dress up at Halloween. Our nurse manager, she dressed up as a cow, butters and all. We had a good time.
When I joined in '85, there was about 15 members, I think. We was needing a treasurer real bad and was trying to get this man to join to be our treasurer. We were called the Pink Ladies, and he said, "You'll have to take that Pink Ladies off before I join." So we did. We changed her name, took that off, and he joined, and he spent several years being our treasurer here.
Well, one I can remember vividly, that the courtyard that we have now, it's absolutely gorgeous. And this goes way back. We had an employee that was the lab manager that they wanted to build the tower actually over that courtyard and demolish the trees and the plants. And we had a manager that went out there and literally went and put her arms around that tree and was out there for hours on a weekend and nights, pretty much protesting that she was not.
That was pre-me, but I heard the stories.
Yeah, that she was not going to let that tree, and that tree is still here.
Yeah. So just funny things like that.
I just remember as a group from the pharmacy, we had, we always participated in bowling leagues and basketball leagues, and to represent the hospital.
But one day they were dressing a patient, and the lady got a little weak and started to collapse, and Janet says, Sue, grab her legs, and they got to laughing, and they couldn't seem to move her, and Janet finally quit laughing enough to say, Sue, you've got my leg, you don't have the patient's leg.
Probably Sheila's 50th surprise birthday party. That's probably our funniest time that we've had. Yeah. We did it in a 1950s theme, and we had Troy Smith from Hospice come and serenade her, and we just had a good old time.
It was a surprise birthday party. They really surprised me. Sure did.
I guess one of the funniest things was when we had a common bathroom, and we'd admit patients to have colonoscopies and GI preps, and the bathroom was up the hall. That was kind of a funny thing to observe.
My best memory is the day we opened the hospice inpatient unit in Bryant. That the hospice department were just really proud of that day. When we were able to provide that care here in Saline County, and patients didn't have to go to Little Rock for care. So that was a good day.
I think one of the most memorable days since I've been back was when I was an emergency room nurse down in the ER. We started the Arkansas Saves program. And it was just an awesome experience to see the patient came in. They had a lot of symptoms of stroke, and then they actually left the hospital, walked out, and returned to their normal life in workplace.
I guess the thing that a great day is a day when we had a patient that was delivering a baby, and it became very serious, and it was a life-threatening thing. And to see a team of doctors, a team of nurses, and a team of anesthesiologists, with the efforts and the knowledge and the skills of all those people, she's alive today, and so is her child.